What's up and welcome back everyone to another video. Today we are trying something completely different. Never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing, so go ahead, throw some hate in the comments. Fairly decent. I think we actually got a pretty good setup here. But we are trying to make some salt brine today. So we've got some salt from one of the suppliers up here. It's got like some potassium, magnesium, calcium chloride in it. So it's got a little bit of a different color to it. The salt's like more of a pink color when we get it. So it's looking really brown in here. And I'm thinking that is why, hopefully. See, there's a little debris on top here from a little bit of some dirty salt. But we're gonna screen all that stuff off. But we're essentially just mixing it right now. Don't quote me on these numbers, but I think like 22 or 24% salt to water is the ratio you want to have. And then we have another additive that I'll talk about in a little bit that we're going to add. We're going to add about 30% of that to our concentration. So it'll be 22% salt, 30% of the other liquid, and then the rest of it, whatever the math comes out to be, what, 52, that'd be 48%, will be water. 48% water, I think, right? 30, 22, 48% water. So we've got the water in there. This is like by no means scientifically measured. I'm just using these bars here as measurements and just kind of guessing our percentages off that. Hopefully that works. So yeah, just doing some experimenting. This is completely new, like I said. We don't actually have any accounts that are like dependent on an anti-icing or a salt brine. So what we're gonna do is talk to them and be like, hey, we wanna test out this in a certain area of the lot or whatever, blah, 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 and I'm not gonna charge them for it because it's gonna be a total test. I don't know if it's gonna work, if it's not gonna work or what. So yeah, we're gonna try it out. So next year when we are bidding snow stuff, we can say we know how to do it a little bit better and we can know numbers on it a little bit more. We're gonna take this old Fimco, was like a fertilizer or herbicide or whatever sprayer. Gonna rig that up to be able to spray it. I've got to like drill out the nozzles, take out some of the filters, and I'm just gonna like set it on the back of the truck, I'm thinking, and use that hooked up to a battery or a switch or something for the time being, just a super jerry rig, just to get us by to test them out. Look at quantities, per square foot pricing, things like that, so we know for next year, and then hopefully set up a little bit better system. All right, guys, quick update after playing around with the drill more. It's not dissolving super well with the drill. Not super thrilled with that, and it's starting to wear the forearms out. So we're gonna try something a little bit more permanent. Basically what we're gonna do is get a pipe, PVC pipe off this guy here. PVC is gonna come off this 90-degree elbow down in here and down into the tank. That's gonna hit a T connector. One's gonna go this way, one's gonna go this way, and there's gonna be two long pieces here and here, all having holes drilled in the bottom, so creating a bunch of turbulence at the bottom of the tank. Basically setting up a one-time brine making batch so you can have one tote, make the brine in the tote, and then store the brine in the tote. I was watching a bunch of videos online. Some guys have some really sweet setups of like multiple tank setups and then a storage tank. Seems like everyone that's doing it has kind of got two tanks. But we don't have two tanks right now. We're not gonna go pick one up at this time of the night. So we're gonna go to Menards, get some PVC, put this together, and see what we can do. All right, we got everything kind of mocked up. I'll just bring you guys along. So this is gonna be it. That's gonna sit down in there. This will come up to our 90-degree over, but right now we're gonna let this kind of set up, and I'm gonna take the drill and start drilling holes in the bottom here, on the bottom side of this, for our water to come out of. Okay, so update. Got the holes drilled. Basically what I did is we did the math. We had a 7/32 drill bit, mathed it out to our 1-inch pipe or whatever, and then we put similar recording holes. So basically, the number of holes that are in there is actually going to flow more water than the 1-inch pipe itself will. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. Like I said, this is total experimental.
We don't even know what the pump flows.
We don't even know what the pump flows. I think it's like 70 gallons per minute.
I think you're just fine.
Yeah. So we've got basically, in this section here, we've got 3 holes on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that gives what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 16 holes. 16 holes total. 7, 30 seconds is 20 times 16. So it's essentially flowing enough for a 3.5-inch piece of pipe. So, not gonna have any pressure issues with the wanting to overpressure or something like that. But hopefully we didn't do it too much where we're not gonna have much pressure at all coming out of the holes, but I guess we'll find out.
Warning, do not use gasoline powered motors in an enclosed environment. We have a ventilation system, so we're okay.
All right, so we just turned the pump off. I wanna take this out, try to like get the pump up in the air with this attachment piece on, because it is pumping water, it's going through. This is salt water here, I can taste it. So it's definitely pumping stuff through. We just, on the top of the tank, can't see any turbulation in it. So I'm worried those holes aren't creating enough turbulation. We don't have enough pressure coming out of them, or something like that to actually stir up the water down there to actually make this system work properly. So, we're gonna pull this out, try to lift this whole thing up in the air, hold the pump up in the air, and watch the water actually come out of the bottom of our hose thing here. See how much water is actually coming out, how much pressure, if it's enough to turbulate the water. So that's what we're gonna do now. All right, guys, let's check on this here. Make sure the hose didn't blow off. Working good. You really can't see much like turbulation in there, but as you saw earlier, it actually is kind of kicking it up. So we'll check it here in a minute and see if it's actually melting or dissolving in there. Kind of go from there. All right, so we got the tote back inside. The pump had about half a tank of fuel in it, and we ran it out of gas. Had her cranked all the way up. So we're gonna see if this actually did dissolve the salt enough or all the way. Fingers crossed. Like I said, this is all testing. Never done anything like this before. So let's just stick this guy in here and find. There's definitely still salt in there. How much salt, I can't really tell, but no, there's definitely a good amount of salt in there. Okay, back to the drawing board. All right, so quick update after a couple minutes of thinking here about what we got going on. This is what I think the plan is gonna be. We're gonna wait till tomorrow. Probably gonna pick up a couple more totes and actually set up kind of a better, more permanent brine mixing solution. Watched a couple of videos, so I've got a couple ideas for some smaller setups. Probably gonna try that because this just isn't cutting it. One of the other things is I never really measured exactly how much salt there is. I don't know if like any amount of salt will just dissolve into any amount of water, like to an extent, you know, as long as there's enough water like we have, or if at some point the water becomes so salty that it just doesn't dissolve the salt anymore. I don't know if that's how that works. Somebody inform me. I'm no scientist. So like I said, this is just total like backyard experimenting right now at this point. So yeah, that's gonna be the plan. So tomorrow I'm gonna pick up some more totes, try to set up something a little bit more permanent, and go from there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, it is the next day. Quick update here. So I kind of forgot to, whoa, let's tune that down a bit, huh? Sorry about that there. Okay, so update here. We have got it mixed. So this is what I did, right? I was laying in bed last night, I was thinking, okay, part of our problem here is, we're in manual focus. Part of our problem here is we've got what I thought was be too much water into our mix or whatever, or not too much water, too much salt to the amount of water we had. So I thought, okay, before we get a different tote and do a mess with all that, what if we just throw the ice begon into it so then we have more liquid for the salt to dissolve in? And I think that helped because if you can see here, I'll show you guys, there's definitely less salt in the bottom now, like way less, now that I pumped it in. Sorry, I forgot to film all that too. It's pretty hyped to do it. So, but you can see this stuff is literally like, so you can hear there's a little bit in there. I mean, like maybe an inch or so at the bottom. So, but it's still not that much. But you guys can see this is literally like molasses. If you guys remember the scene from 101 Dalmatians where the dude falls in molasses or whatever the heck it is, that's exactly what this smells like. This smells like one big like ginger snap cookie right now, and it's freaking amazing. So that is essentially what it looks like. I'll give you guys an idea of that. The ice begon is literally like almost just molasses, but that is that. So there you are. What we're gonna do now is I'm going to take some in a sprayer, and I know it's an anti-icer. You're supposed to put it down before it snows to help the snow from not bonding to the pavement, but we don't have snow coming for a while and I want to make this video. So what I'm going to do is put some in a sprayer. I'm going to spray some out front, just to kind of a walkway, an area or whatever. Let it sit, just time it, just sit and time it, and we'll see how long it takes for it to start melting that and see what comes of it. So that is the plans there. I will grab a sprayer and do so and keep you guys updated. Alright guys, update here. I sprayed some of the stuff down the driveway, just took the sprayer, put it on the finest line or whatever, and just went zigzagging back and forth. And you can see what's happened with it. Now obviously, as you guys that have done this before know, salt brine is not designed in any way to be put on top of snow or ice like this. That's not what it's made for. It's made to be put down on bare pavement, so it prevents snow and ice from bonding to the pavement, making plows get a cleaner scrape. But we had absolutely nothing else going on, and no snow in the forecast for like weeks, although I say that and it's actually like flurrying right now. But so we had no snow in the forecast for like weeks, so I was like, to hell with it, I'll just throw it out here, see what's what. And it's definitely doing something. I mean, you can see where we definitely got it heavier down over here. So yeah, I mean, it's you know, I mean, it's working. So I'm gonna get in the machine and just kind of scrape it off here. So I'll show you guys that in a second, but that's really basically it. This is basically, the video is to show you, hey, this isn't the most efficient way to do this, but for you guys that don't have a huge overhead, or don't want a huge overhead, don't want to invest a bunch of money into a bunch of products and things like that, you know, tanks, pumps, all that stuff, that you can do this with very minimal equipment. I spent 70 bucks on that first tote. The second tote I borrowed from some buddies. The pump was 200 bucks. We needed that for jobs earlier in the year, so we had that. And then I think we had like $30, $40 in PVC and stuff to mix in there. And then, you know, obviously your material costs, whatever your salt costs, if you want to put an IBG additive in it or something like that. It can be done. So some of you guys that are working on lower budgets, you definitely can do it. It's like I was saying, and you guys saw, it was a mess. It wasn't ideal to do it that way, and I'm totally gonna revamp that and change that if we start actually producing more brine and really start using this, which I think we probably will, more so next year. But we will be improving on the setup we got there now. But it can be done. It can be done on a budget. You don't have to have a ton of money sunk into it. I mean, what, 70 bucks times, you got 140 bucks into totes, you got another 30 bucks into some PVC, you know, what, you're at 100 change, and then you've got 250, I think the pump was, something like that. So for under 500 bucks, you can start making brine pretty easily and effectively. You know, definitely less than 500 bucks plus the cost of your material. So